Hello. This short video demonstrates how to use the Toronto Dictionary of Old English Online A through I with its 2018 interface. The DOE is only accessible to subscribers, so if you're one of my students at the University of South Florida, you can get to it through our library, as I'll demonstrate. If you're not, then see if your library has access. USF students can reach the DOE through our library. Log in through My USF, as I already have, and under Learning and Teaching Tools, select Library Services. Or go straight to the library homepage. In this area, there's a place to log in if you're not already logged in. I choose Books and enter Dictionary of Old English. USF Online Access. And there I am. Let's look up two words from the opening of Beowulf. The very first word is what. I've seen this translated many different ways. I want to know what the deal is. I know this is a head word, so I can just leave head word selected. I enter what in the search box. If you can type in Ash, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, select it from below. Either way works. Now hit question or magnifying glass to search. 3 entries have matches. What, I recognize this as the interrogative pronoun we covered with pronouns. Not it. What adjective, I'm going to say that what standing at the very start of a text here isn't an adjective. What particle and interjection, that sounds right. I click this third option. I read the head note first and find that I've really opened a can of worms. The meaning of non-interrogative what at the beginning of sentences and clauses is disputed, and the definitions and classifications proposed here are tentative. Now I read more definition and think about what could work here. Introductory particle. 1a, introducing a statement that the speaker or author regards as something that the person or audience addressed may be expected to know, etc. What may be variously translated or ignored in translation according to the context. Why, now, so, etc. Now I can read the rest of the definition and think about what specific meanings might work. So introducing a statement the audience may be expected to know. In various contexts with the second person pronoun or vocative, don't have that here. Referring to what the person addressed has just said, done, or thought, not happening here either. I can cut to the chase. I see, right from the first quotation, that Beowulf is abbreviated Beo, B-E-O. And I can click and verify, yes, that is Beowulf. I want Beowulf line 1. So I can do a find on page, Beowulf 1. And yes, I'm in luck. The DOE has it illustrating the sense referring to traditional knowledge. So this is, in their interpretation, a signal of calling on audience traditional knowledge. I recognize that this sense is, as they say, disputed, and they're offering me an interpretation of the text. It's a useful one, especially if I keep their warnings in mind. Now, if I continue down the page, I see a lot of other senses. The word is fascinating. I could make a whole video about it, but I won't. Instead, I'll take you to the bottom and show you some of the nice features of the DOE. You can see the Latin equivalent to an Old English word if it is found glossing Latin or equivalent to Latin, itaque quid utique. Num quid is glossed what la. You can find cross-references if there are any. You can also see what later dictionaries have. For Middle English, the Middle English Dictionary. Just click, that one's free, and it will open in a new tab, and there you find what becomes what. Forms, etymology, definitions. You can look at quotations. If you want a broader view, the Oxford English Dictionary, it can be available if you're a USF student already logged in, or you're logged in through another service that includes the Oxford English Dictionary. So just click, and indeed, it develops into our modern English what. The next word that interests me is yardagam. Let's look at that. Type it in, query it. No matches. What have I done wrong? The Dictionary of Old English has a suggestion. You may try your search in the attested spelling field in place of the headword field. That's easy. I changed the pull-down menu to attested spelling, and voila. I see yardagam as ATSPA, attested spelling here for yardaga. Another click, and I have the full meaning of yardagas. First sense is 1. Days of one's life, lifetime. That doesn't necessarily make sense. Listen, we of Speardanes in days of my life? No. Let me go on. 2. Days of old, former times, in on yardagam. In days of old, in days of yore, in former times, long ago. That's an exact match. In yardagam. And indeed, here is Beowulf line 1 listed for this sense. So we've found the best match. Does this word continue past Old English? We go to the bottom, and no, there's no MED, no OED. There's just cross references. The compound yardagam does not continue, but the parts yar, which is year, and dagam, days, do. So we could look those up if we wanted. Headword and attested spelling are the two most useful ways of looking up words in the DOE, but others may be helpful at times. If you want a sense of other words for a certain definition, you can look up definition, for instance. Remember, the DOE goes through the letter I right now, so a lot of words do not yet appear. If we look up warrior as a definition, however, we find 61 matches in 59 entries, but we need to be cautious. A closer look shows that warrior can occur anywhere in the definition. So, for instance, bet doesn't mean warrior, it means vow. It's something a warrior does. Similarly, bet word. The DOE also offers other options that may be useful for various projects. You can look up words by part of speech, Latin cross-reference, and several other options. You can browse entries of various types and learn more about Old English. You can browse or search all the Old English texts used in the making of the dictionary. If I expand my screen, you see this says list of texts. And on the last tab, you can read about the dictionary, which years it covers, how the entries work, a listing in simplified paradigmatic order of every spelling which is attested, frequency counts, usage labels, etc. How many headwords appear for each letter, and more. The information you need to cite the dictionary is at the bottom of every page, along with links you can use to cite using your preferred reference application. I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned more about using the Dictionary of Old English.